Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So what happened here? Oh, fascinating. Interesting. Okay. Christmas bells are ringing. So what's a spicy and decadent cake I can serve up this time of year? Betty Crocker's answer? Caramel nut cake ring. I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. Today we are making a caramel nut cake ring, which is from section L, Gifts from Your Kitchen, card number 19. I think this cake looks delicious. It's essentially kind of an upside down style cake where we're putting some nuts, brown sugar, and butter in the bottom of a ring mold cake pan, and then you pour the cake on top, and when you flip it out of the mold, it should have this nice caramely, nutty top to it. I think that's gonna be delicious. I'm so excited. But why are we making it in a ring, you may ask? And that's because we're putting this mysterious white substance in the middle of the ring to serve it. What is that? Well, that's spicy sour cream. And Betty Crocker says, to make this a gift to remember, tuck a little jar of spicy sour cream along with the cake. I think this will be a gift to remember. I've never seen sour cream served with chocolate cake. I know sometimes you might use sour cream in the cake batter to make it extra moist. That's not super unheard of to me, but to have just like a dollop of sour cream with cake is a little weird, especially sour cream that has sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg in it. But you know what? It's the holiday season. Those are very like cozy, warming spices. So I think maybe it could work. I don't know. Let's give it a try. So the first step for our caramel nut ring cake is to combine our butter, water, and brown sugar and spread into the bottom of our ring mold. So I have some melted butter here. I'm gonna go ahead and add our 1/3 cup of brown sugar and a tablespoon of water. Easy enough, easy enough. And I'm just kind of mixing it together. I guess this is our caramel. Okay, I have our ring mold here. Love it, so excited, can't wait. And I'm just gonna put this in the bottom. Spread it bottom. Spreading in the bottom of the ring mold. It's not really that much. The recipe card said it should be a greased and floured ring mold, but I used the Pam baking spray with flour in it. I hope that works. I hope it comes out okay. There we go. First step, done, easy. Now sprinkle walnuts on bottom of mold. Now let's prepare our cake. All right, it says prepare cake mix according to package directions, except use 2 tablespoons less water. And so I am using Betty Crocker's Devil's Food cake mix. It says you could use yellow or Devil's Food, but I think Devil's Food cake mix will be perfect. I love chocolate cake. I think the chocolate and the walnuts and the caramely brown sugar situation is just gonna be perfect. I had to go Devil's Food. I had to. I already smell the cocoa. So now we're just gonna follow the package directions. So I have a cup of water minus 2 tablespoons, 3 eggs, and a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And we'll just get that mixed together. Ooh, I love chocolate cake. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, our Devil's Food cake is all mixed together. And so now we are going to pour half of it into the ring mold and half just in another layer pan. I guess we're making too much cake mix for what the recipe calls for. So she's like, just make the rest in a little layer cake pan. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but sure, okay. What is half? That's the question. Well, just go for it. Do a little bit and turn, and a little bit. This ring mold is big enough to fit all of this cake mix. Put the rest in here, I guess. All right, pretty easy. I guess now we will put it in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes at 350 degrees. While it is baking, we will make our spicy sour cream. To make the spicy sour cream, we're just gonna blend a cup of sour cream with 2 tablespoons of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and an 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. So I'm just pouring all those spices in there. We'll just blend it up. Is this supposed to look like that? Yeah, I guess it is kind of like a bit like tan in color from the cinnamon. Okay, there we have it. I'm gonna put this in the fridge until we're ready to serve. All right, our cake is out of the oven. It says we have to flip it immediately. So I'm just like quickly running my knife around the edge. It feels pretty loose, which is nice. And now we're gonna do the flip. I have my serving plate here. I'm gonna put that on top. And then I'm gonna grab it and flip it. Oh, I heard something. Something happened. Something happened. Let ring mold stand 2 minutes and then remove, which I think is supposed to help all of those caramely nuts at the bottom, now on the top, kind of fall down, drip down onto the cake. So let's wait 2 minutes and then we'll do our little reveal. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. I see some caramel is kind of leaking out from underneath the ring mold. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on under here. Ta-da! Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So what happened here? Oh, fascinating. Interesting. Okay. It appears as though it, for the most part, seemed to have worked. There's walnuts kind of sitting on top of the cake. The cake looks very moist and smells like brown sugar, kind of caramel flavor. But it seems like this one location, all the nuts migrated down into the cake instead of staying where they were supposed to. Fascinating. I have no idea why. Otherwise, it looks delicious. I'm excited to dig in. Wow. Okay. We're gonna let this cool for a little bit before we cut ourselves a slice. A chocolate cake so decadent it was seemingly sinful? Let's take a look into how devil's food cake came to be. Devil's food cake doesn't have a precise definition. The idea is that it's just a chocolate cake that's generally more rich than the average chocolate cake, and recipes and sources have varied across the 20th century. We've seen devil's food cake mentioned as early as 1902. It first appeared in an American cookbook called Mrs. Rohrer's New Cookbook by Sarah Tyson Rohrer. Early devil's food cakes may have been colored and moistened with red beets, and some suggest that it hails from the American South. But one thing's for sure, this cake came out of a desire to balance out the popular pale white angel food cake. While angel food cake was light, fluffy, and delicate, devil's food cake is dense, moist, and decadent. The richness and sometimes reddish color of devil's food cake is due to a chemical reaction that occurs. Compared to a typical chocolate cake recipe, devil's food cake calls for unsweetened cocoa powder, not melted chocolate, and calls for more baking soda than average. A component called anthocyanin in the cocoa powder mixes with the baking soda, raising the pH of the batter to be more acidic and creates more bubbles as the batter bakes, leading to a richer chocolate flavor, a darker cake color, and a fluffier cake texture overall. In the 20th century, it was also popular to call something deviled if it was more intensely flavored. Think deviled eggs, deviled ham. So it makes sense that this intense cake followed suit. All right, time to give our caramel nut cake ring a taste. I'm so excited. It looks delicious. It smells incredible. I'm gonna take a slice off the less nutty portion. Let's just see how that goes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's chocolate cake. That is devil's food cake. Yum. Okay, well, I've got to put some sour cream on it, I guess. So let's dig into the spicy sour cream. Glob that on top. Now all of a sudden, I'm not excited for this chocolate cake. If this sour cream ruins chocolate cake for me, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, let's take a bite. Try to get some nuts in there too. Okay, here we go. All I taste is cold cinnamon. I don't taste the sour cream. I taste chocolate cake and cold cinnamon. Okay, like if I'm looking for it, I can find the sour cream. But if I didn't know any better, if you didn't tell me this was sour cream, if you told me this was whipped cream with cinnamon in it, I might believe you. I can't see I'm getting much caramel. Let me take a bite of like literally where the caramel was in the cake. Whoa. Okay, yeah. And there's like a sticky toffee consistency to the like outer portion of the cake just right here. So if you're taking any bite of cake that's like bottom to top, you're not gonna get it. It's not bad. The more I eat the sour cream, the more I'm okay with it. Because it adds a nice balance to the cake, you know? It's very rich and very decadent, and so to have something kind of lighter and tangier to counterbalance, it kind of makes sense. Okay. All right, caramel nut cake ring. This was really good. And it came together so fast, so easy, just a few ingredients. If you have a box of cake mix in your cupboard already, this is just like so easy, so simple. I was nervous about the sour cream, but it kind of worked out. And so I feel like this was a gift from my kitchen, a gift from my kitchen to my mouth. And if I show up on your doorstep this holiday season with a bowl of sour cream and a chocolate cake, you might want to turn me away, but I promise you should let me in. So I can give you this gift. It's incredible. It's so fun. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 red spoons, of course. Back in the box. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out another Christmas cake I've made in the past. Check out Jeweled Fruit Cake Miniatures next. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and until next time, happy holidays and happy homemaking.